When we talk about peace as the absence of war, I think we are missing the point. Because most people, when they say peace, they think peace means no war. But in my opinion, this is a very, very shallow and small understanding of what is peace. In fact, I don't really believe this is the correct understanding of what is peace at all. And in fact, even the people who talk about peace the most, they don't even believe that. We can laugh, but actually, as a concept, it's not strange to the human being that we fight for peace, that we have war so we can live in peace. So therefore, peace does not mean the absence of war. Peace is something we feel inside. It's a state of happiness. It's a state of joy. It's a state of calm, tranquility, serenity. We don't feel worried. We don't feel depressed. We don't feel sad. We feel at peace. So true peace is something that is inside the human being. It is not something necessarily outside. So this is in fact the true peace. The true peace is the peace that is inside the human being. And everything else, in fact, is a type of false peace. Because we witness many societies that claim to be at peace. If you listen and study the propaganda and the brainwashing of the West, one of the things they claim all the time is, look, liberal democracy has brought peace to our nations for 40 years or 50 years or 60 years. If you listen to the propaganda of the West, one of the things they say is, look, Germany and France and England and America and Canada and Australia, they are at peace. By that they mean they are not fighting each other. But is this really true? It's true they are not at war. It's true that these countries are not dropping bombs on each other right now anyway. But let's examine something else. Let's look at their societies. Let's look at America. The crime rate. Violent crime. Rape. Alcohol abuse. Drug abuse. Kids shooting each other in schools. Kids knifing each other in the streets. Gang warfare. Washington, D.C. is called the murder capital of the world. Of the world. Not of America, of the world. A woman is raped in America. One woman, I think, is raped every 3 minutes in Canada. In England, women, they interviewed women and they found that 80% of women did not feel safe to travel on the underground, the public transport system at night. In England, we are afraid to let our children go and play outside because there are pedophiles, because we are hearing about people who are kidnapping children and sexually molesting them and murdering them in the most horrific way. And I want to ask you a question. Can we really say that is peace? No, this is not peace. We find people are depressed. People are depressed. They are taking drugs like Valium, drugs because they are clinically depressed. They are so depressed they need to take drugs to make themselves feel more happy. They drink alcohol and they take ecstasy and so many drugs and intoxicants. Does this sound like people who are at peace? No. In fact, you see, the promise of peace is a very narrow one. It's a very narrow concept. And this, in fact, is something that we have fallen into the trap of thinking the same thing. And we shouldn't do this. My contention tonight, and what I want to try and show tonight, is that Islam brings peace. True peace. The true peace of the soul, the peace and tranquility that is in the heart and the soul of the individual. And in fact, I will say, without this peace of soul, without this peace of mind, without this tranquility inside the human being, there will never ever be true peace on this earth. Never. And I will say more than this, that Islam is the only way to establish true peace. There is no other religion, there is no other way of life that is able to give the human being true peace and true happiness.